Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Ashley So Audacious, and you're now tuned in to episode 6 of the Hella Audacious podcast show. Yes, y'all, episode 6. If you're new here, welcome to the family. If you've been rocking out with us every week, welcome back, okay? So we just getting started. I'm going to give my guests some time to get in here, send a request, and we will be talking about self-worth, healing, and love life, okay? But before we jump into all of that, I want to recognize that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So y'all make sure that y'all scheduling y'all yearly exams, paying attention to your bodies because early detection saves lives. So I did want to go over a couple tips on signs of breast cancer. Okay, so a new lump in your breast under your arm, your armpit, thickening or swelling of part of the breast, irritation or dimpling of the breast skin, redness or flaky skin in the nipple area or the breast, pulling in of the nipple or pain in the nipple area, nipple discharge other than breast milk, including blood, any change in the size or shape of your breast, pain in the breast in general. And keep in mind that these could also be symptoms of other disorders. So it's just so important to pay attention to your bodies and make sure you're getting those um, exams in the timely manner, okay? So I do see some of my guests in here today. Like I said, we're going to be talking about self-worth, healing, and love life because they all are topics. You know what I'm saying? It's all a conversation. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my guests. I see my... Okay, who else I see in here? All right, I accepted Brittany. Let me know when you get that. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome back, Brittany.
I'm here.
Welcome back. I'm so excited to have you back.
I'm excited to be here,
yes,
girl. I love talking to you.
Yes, everything works out accordingly,
Per usual.
Right? That part.
Yes.
All right, I see Noonie. Let me get Noonie up in here, and then we're going to
Hey.
wait on our girl,
Hey,
Kayla.
Mooney girl.
So if y'all don't know, Brittany was my very first guest. Hey, Noonie, how you doing?
Hey.
Okay, background. Okay, background.
Right.
Yes.
All right, so we waiting on
y'all.
Kayla. Let me see what...
Yes, Kayla.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about self-worth, healing, and love life.
The
Okay.
good stuff.
Yes, all of it.
About
All of
it.
it. I was today all day, all I could think about is like, this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
Listen.
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
Excited.
So
And it's gonna be.
y'all got a little drink with y'all?
Oh, yeah, I
Got my drink
Okay,
right
okay. What
here.
y'all drinking on?
I got tequila and orange juice.
Okay. So
Just a
I'm
little bit
glad
of
tonight is like ladies' night and real chill because this is my very first interruption. This is the
okay.
first night I've been interrupted, y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
girl.
the
Say
cute
hey.
stuff.
So
Hey.
you came and got your hug. You done made your premiere on the Hella Audacious podcast show. Now you can go back and do what you need to do, okay? All right, thank
You
you.
like, all right, okay.
Right. Yes,
Okay, give
the
me my
locks.
hug.
I'm loving the locks. Okay.
Thank you, girl.
I'm loving them.
Oh, you
Over
just
that.
started?
Yes, so I told myself like 3 months ago, I'm starting my locks in October. I'm starting my locks in October. And I had the Fox locks or faux locks, whatever, and I watch your feet. And I just was like, okay, I'm not taking this out until I figure out what it is. I'm just getting to the point.
Right.
I'm tired of hair. I'm tired of doing my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
ready
know
to be
the
free,
struggle.
y'all.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
They
be
look
free.
good.
I'm
They look
4
Thank
years
you.
in.
Yes, and your locks look amazing. Your locks have grown so much.
Yes, they do look good.
Mm-hmm. I'm coming.
I miss yours.
Girl, you,
Like,
I know. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm
that
coming
was
back.
so cute. That was so
no,
cute.
you ain't no need.
I am. Look, I am. I'm just trying to get it out there. Get it all out of me first, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming back.
Okay. Let me see if I can get Kayla in here real fast.
Okay.
And then we're gonna jump into this conversation.
Let's do it. I'm so excited. These are the exact topics from my memoir that I'm writing.
Okay.
I'm like, ooh, I've been exploring this stuff already.
Okay.
So
So
you got the details for us.
Right.
sorta. I'm
Yeah.
figuring it out.
So Noonie, your relationship status, you're married.
Yes.
And Brittany,
Single.
and you're single. I'm single. Well, my relationship status is committed to inner peace, growth, self-love,
Okay,
and
you go to
spiritual healing.
you are
That's my
lucky.
status. That's what I'm going with. When people ask me, like, what my status is, that's
Right.
what it's gonna be. That's
Okay.
what
Mine's complicated.
look.
Ain't nothing
Girl,
wrong with that.
it's all complicated
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, we all complicated in some way.
Right.
in some way, and we all gotta have that understanding. First
Yeah.
of all, a lot of us
Absolutely.
be out here on that pedestal expecting these things from people that they not putting out.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I just want reciprocated energy. That's it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can't expect something that you can't give.
Exactly.
I can't wait to get this married woman's advice.
Look, baby,
Oh my gosh.
because I'm trying to, like, I'm not pressed to be in a relationship because I feel like the time I have been single, it's been, you know how when you finally come around and you start to see the growth, you know you're doing the work, but you don't see change. I'm there right now. I'm just like, yo, like, when you do, whoever gets you, girl, whoever gets you, he is going to be a lucky man.
Yes.
That's
He's
a
going to be a
fact.
lucky
That's
man.
Oh, I love that. I love
Period. Like, he's going to be a very lucky man.
that. I love that.
So I want to be a lucky woman. So if I don't feel lucky to have you, then you can't have me.
Absolutely.
I ain't pressed, but I want a relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
I
feel you.
love.
Me too.
So like I don't want it at this very moment because I have some work to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting prepared for it, but I'm intentionally getting prepared for it.
Right.
Right.
Like when it comes, it's gonna be lit, and I'm gonna be so excited, and I just can't wait.
And that's the part of doing the work. So
Mm-hmm.
I did want to like jump into self-worth. Like, what do self-worth mean to you?
Oh man.
Self-worth to me.
First.
Self-worth is like having a strong sense of like who you are and what you deserve, and how you view yourself. Like healthy self-worth is a healthy self-identity. So how you look at yourself, how you what's the word? How you put yourself out there to the world, how you establish boundaries about what you will and will not deal with, and a healthy way of having respect for yourself.
I think it's the value that you put on yourself. Like, whatever you consider your value, that's your self-worth. Because everybody don't find themselves valuable. So when people say self-worth, they automatically think like, oh, that person feel worthy. I feel like self-worth is in measurements. Like, if you feel like you don't deserve this, and this, that's your self-worth. That's what you consider yourself worthy. That's the value you're putting on yourself. But if you know, like, I deserve a good person, a good man, I deserve a good relationship, I deserve nice things, I deserve to be happy, and setting those standards for your self-worth, then I would say you have a high self-worth or something. I just think it's the value that you put on yourself.
Yeah, but I think it's levels.
Levels, definitely.
There's levels.
Like, you can recognize, like, I deserve to be respected, or having my boundaries respected, or to be treated a certain kind of way. But how you show up when those instances happen can play with your mind as far as your self-worth. So I think it's like levels to it.
Yes,
like self-actualization.
And it's all about being honest about yourself too.
I was just about to say that.
You got to be honest about yourself. You got to truly see yourself for who you are, dig deep, and then that's going to like take us into the healing. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to heal to even feel worthy.
And self-accountability, like, that's like the key thing is self-worth, you know, because I know that, like, us people, we tend to always analyze the next person. You know?
Yes.
This person has hurt me, or I've been through this with this person, but it's like, okay, what have you done? You know, that's like self-accountability plays a huge role when it comes
Absolutely.
to self-worth.
And your growth, period.
Yes.
That's been one of the main parts of my journey, like just sitting back, like I said, and like analyzing myself, you know, and really digging deep and like, okay, so these things are happening, but like not blaming nobody else. Just like with my kids and me ending up a single mom, I don't blame their dad because I saw the red flags. All the signs was there. Every sign was there, but I chose to not ignore them, but feel like that they would get better or feel like I can change something. And that's the one thing I had to learn, baby. You can't change nobody.
Right.
You can't change nobody. They have to want to change. The change got to be in them. And that was one of the best lessons I could have learned is that, like, no, Ashley, when something ain't going right, look at yourself.
Okay, join.
What your part was.
Right.
Like, just seeing my part. And that's because that's the only part that I have control of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we have Kay up here. Yep.
All right. I don't see her request yet. Go ahead and hit the request button, Kay.
Love y'all.
Worthy is such a like touchy topic for me.
Why is that?
I think the word deserve is a touchy topic for me. Like I'm
strong.
Huh?
You feel like it's like strong, like
it's like sometimes like somebody might tell me what I deserve and I'm like, eh. Like I feel like I shrink when I hear it.
Do you feel like, hey Kay?
Hey Kay, welcome.
Sorry, I was trying to get my my scenery right.
I feel you.
I hope I didn't miss too much.
No, you.
Nope.
Yeah,
y'all
we just
look good. Y'all look like y'all got some good energy and y'all feeling good today. I hope y'all have a good day.
I'm feeling good.
Good.
So,
I hope y'all have a good day.
Now that you're here, I'm just like, this feels good. So Noonie, you can go ahead and like tell everybody about the event we got coming up this weekend. Like, this feels good.
Yes.
I feel like this is supposed to happen.
So we have the spoken word at the studio. It is on Saturday at 7:00. I'm super excited. We have Kay doing spoken word. We have Ashley and Brittany doing spoken word. It's just gonna be a vibe. Like it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be laid back. You know, pre-rolls, wine.
I'm gonna have my drink.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm a little
excited.
nervous.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous too.
Me too. I am too.
I'm nervous too, but
I like feeling nervous about it because it just giving me something to live up to. And that's how I used to do when I used to perform, like when I used to do music. Like I used to come on stage and have the best presence and be so confident, but people don't know in that inside, like at first I'd be going through it like, all right, I can do this.
Yep.
But then like actually getting through it and doing it and just accomplishing that in that moment, it feels good. It feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look back and you're like, how was I even nervous? Why was I even nervous?
Because or at least I'm glad that I did it. Like I was scared, but at least I did it.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in like if it doesn't scare you, if it doesn't make you nervous, or if it doesn't make you like, you know, a little bit uncomfortable, then just revisit it and then wait till you get to that feeling. I feel like, because it's been a long time since I felt that like I mentioned at the dinner, that level of vulnerability that you have to get, in front of people, to share things so deep like poetry. For me, I know like that's always been like my escape kind of like, or just honestly, not even really escape, but it's an easier way for me to communicate.
Yeah, it's like an outlet.
Yeah. So I feel like, when I was a child doing those things, it was because, essentially looking back as a grown woman, as an adult woman, it was me yearning for different things, from parents, from, whoever I may have, wrote a little poem to. But looking back, that level of vulnerability that you have to, share those words and share those feelings with people is like something that I haven't felt in a long time.
And that's the therapeutic side of like being an artist in general, like in any kind of way, like even with like doing hair and just creating clothes, the clothing lines, and just being an artist in general is therapeutic. And I feel like that's why I do all these different things, because it's one of my coping mechanisms. Like this is how I get through life, by creating. Like,
yeah, I feel like soon that's I'm not that's an excuse. I'm not saying that to say that that's what you're saying, minimizing that what you're saying, but I'm saying like I feel like that's where I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding me feeling those like not really voids, but those feelings of, you know, emptiness or feelings of, in my case, grief or loneliness or even sometimes feeling judged. I'm feeling all of those kind of voids with things that I know that not only feel good to me, but can make others feel good too.
Right.
You're
Right.
saying that poetry is helping you fill those voids.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
she said, you know, she has so many different things that she's found to, you know, make her feel essentially better about things that we go through.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I'm kind of, you know, I'm getting to that point now where I realize like, you know, hey, it's okay to feel these ways, but you can kind of put that into this and make it that, you know, kind of having all the ingredients and making one thing. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a transference of energy to me.
Purposeful,
That's
purposeful creations, you know.
Mhm.
I think we all do that in any kind of way. Like if you put in good energy into it or like emotions into something, and then say you making a design for a shirt or something, and you feeling some type of way, like your feelings at that moment and creating that is gonna look different to you, like actually seeing that. And I mean, it might relate like that to other people too. I just feel like doing anything with good energy and using your emotions is powerful and is transcending, you know? Like,
Absolutely.
And you
right.
can also do anything. You know, like I think that sometimes a lot of people put themselves in a box.
I
You
do.
You have
know,
such a
say like,
superwoman
they'll say
energy.
what you do.
Dude,
And
like
I'm
you just
like,
have such a superwoman energy. Like, you know, let me just say this, you can do anything.
Yes, that's how I feel about her too, Kayla. Like,
thank you. But though, for real, like people like they put themselves in a box, and I noticed that because when people ask me what do, I'm just like I can't really say because I like to create, and creativity, like it to me that's a part of self-worth. You know, like
question.
to know that you could be free and you could do anything. Like you don't have to stay in this lane. You just can create. You can take time off any day you want to. You know, I say, all right, I don't want to do here right now. I want to do here for a month. Cool, I take it off my calendar because I can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I can.
Be
Newly,
creative.
I'm fixing my house right now. So
I got a question for you.
yes.
Okay, so you seem like a person, right or wrong, that has a strong sense of self-worth.
I mean,
It seems like you do.
to an extent. Like I have my days where I feel like I'm unworthy. You know, I have my days where I feel like I wish I was accepted more. You know, so I have those days as well, but I kind of have a understanding of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I have a general understanding of life, and I kind of understand how the universe works. You know, I understand that, you know, when you like we're like the two percenters.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody's going left, we're going right. You know, so of course, you know, everybody's not going to be in line with us. So that's what kind of brings me like peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can keep going. And then I just look at my overall self, you know what I'm saying? Like the things that I've been through, you know, and how I have accomplished. And so that's kind of how I look at it. But don't get me wrong, it's days where I'm in here just crying my little heart out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like really,
Right.
because that's just life.
I think people sometimes confuse. Sorry, Ashley. I think
No,
sometimes
you good,
people
you good.
confuse self-worth with not having bad days,
Right.
or
Yeah.
self-worth with strength. You gonna
Yeah.
still have bad days. You're still
Or the
human.
fact that nobody hears about your bad days, that mirrors strength, period.
Like if we
You
being
know?
honest,
That part.
we all have bad days, and that's the one thing that like kind of irks me about social media, because people get up here and they see people just sharing the good things, and they like, oh, she, you know, like, and they start comparing themselves. Like, don't do that. Like, we all on our own timeline out here. Like, just because so and so got this going on, they just brought their house, but it ain't your time yet, sis.
Exactly.
Continue to do what you doing.
But that's hard.
You know?
I used to compare a lot.
But you don't know what that person been through to even get to where they are right now. You just looking at, oh, they just got this, they just did this. You don't know their story. You don't know what their journey was.
Yeah,
like,
but
don't go asking for something that you can't even handle. Don't go want to walk in some shoes that you can't fit.
Right.
You know?
And I get that in my mind,
Mhm.
but in the scroll of the swipe,
Mhm.
it gets into your mind, and
It
like it's
does.
designed to do that.
I mean,
And
honestly, I just want to say, before I don't even want to lose my thought because I feel like I have to say this. Here's the thing. Instead of I'm so big on flipping the narrative. Like, baby, people get pissed with me because I'm so positive sometimes, right? They're like,
for
hey,
sure,
you really can't think that it's just gonna work out like that, can you? I'm like, dog, let me tell you about this one time I was,
right?
but I'm saying that to say, listen, it's genuinely a mindset thing. When you learn how to flip the narrative of things that we see and we interpret, not that you have to like trick yourself out of what you're feeling. No, feel those emotions that you feel, but also take the time to tell yourself, hey, not really like I got to be living like that, but what steps can I take to feel that feeling that I felt for them, for myself? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to, when you see those things, and I feel like I get what you're saying. We're getting, hey, we all do. Celebrities, people, local family members, it's, whatever. But when you can take a step back and ask yourself, hey, it can't be that hard to drive that.
Right.
All right now, it can't be that hard to get
That's
that.
a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So
because
you
if they
gotta
can
kind
do
of
it, why
pick the
can't
situation apart,
Right.
Solutions. There's no problems. There's always solutions. So
Right.
if I see myself, if I see people out there, and they have something that I want, whether it's a car, whether it's I'm like, yo, I'm about to get that. Like, I'm about to figure out what I need to do to get this. That's just the mindset that I have. Like, no matter what it is, like, all right, I'm trying to figure out. I want me a yacht. I'm trying to figure out how the hell I need to get a yacht. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
But it's
anything.
steps, it doesn't just happen like that. You have to go through a lot of things and a lot of hard work for you to realize that you can obtain whatever you put your mind to. You know what I'm saying? You can have the lifestyle that you want to have, but you have to be able and willing to make the sacrifices that it takes to obtain it. Back to what Ashley was saying, we see the outside, but we don't see the hard work that people put in. We see the people posting about the promotion, but we don't see about the times that they were shut out at the meetings, or,
Right.
they was counted against because they had a flat tire in a car accident and they almost lost their job. We don't see, what I'm saying, the fact that just because they was there, they still didn't have enough to meet their light bill. They was on a payment plan. You know what I'm saying? So we have to kind of take those things into consideration. And I feel like, I'm gonna stop talking after this and share the floor, but I feel like women, the sooner we start giving each other a little bit more love and a little bit more compassion and a little bit more understanding,
and a lot
the
more
better
grace.
off we all will be.
I agree.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Because once we realize, hey, you can teach me that. Oh,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? The better off we'll all be, because we're raising children. We're raising humans that are going to essentially be adults and be hopefully in our shoes or better. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make the best choices, but the better choices for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? The best choice will be having good credit, establishing this, that, and the third. But the better choices would be making those sacrifices, keeping a job, keeping a bank account. You know what I'm saying? It's attainable, but it takes work and time. You know what I'm saying?
And it takes belief in yourself. Tying back to self-worth, like you actually have to believe in yourself. It starts in the mind, and a lot of that, I feel like the mindset part is the hardest part for most people.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to truly believe that what your everyday life is better. I mean, what your everyday life is, that it can be better, or that
and stop
you
looking
can be
for
better.
other people to believe that for you, or as strongly as you do.
Right, but believe it within yourself.
And that was my thing that I had to get past. I think I made like a post about this like recently. I remember, because I've done so many things. I've been a rapper, I've done event planning, I've done hair, I've done a lot of things that require people to support you, or at least you would want people to support you, because that's how I'm gonna keep moving, you know, with support. So I remember like I used to be so in my feelings about like, dang, I be coming through for them every time they do something, but when I got this going on, they can't come here. But if I had to stop putting my expectations on people of who I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I'm in a space now, like with this podcast, like I promise you, I have not begged one person to watch this show. I just genuinely promote it, and I want genuine connections. I only want people here who want to be here, people who feel connected to what I'm doing, people who feel the vibe, like, and people who want to grow with me. And that's it. It's no hard feelings either. It's no hard feelings to anybody. I don't care who's not watching it. I do care about who's watching it though, because those are gonna be my people, and that's the tribe that I'm building, and that's what I'm here for. I don't care if it's 6 people on this live. If you learn something or you feel a connection or I made your day, I did my part.
Right.
I have something to say. Definitely to piggyback off of that, my situation was a little different. I didn't have anybody. So I kind of always did my own thing. You know, like didn't have any family, anything like that. So my strength comes from me just, you know what I'm saying? That's all I have. Like,
yourself.
so now I have children. So I'm like, all right, like, you know, God forbid something happened to me today. What about my kids? You know, so that's just always been like my thing. So when people say, you know, how do you, you know, what about the support, whatever? I never really cared about the support because I really always just did my thing. And I always knew like, there's millions of people out here. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody gonna rock with me, you know? So I just never like, you know, like paid attention to that type because I always knew like there's people for everybody. And, you know, granted, I see, you know, somebody there supporting this and here or there, but if anything, it kind of like just gave me that motivation because I've always been used to being that underdog. You know what I mean? Like that hustle, that fight, that's all I know. So that's just how it's me, but I know it's different for other people, especially with their upbringing.
But I feel like you really wasn't even an underdog. Like people are afraid to support people who come from where they come from, and they feel like that person is leaving that place and they still there.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's always
Taylor was talking about
but
that.
they good as long as we on the same level. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hit you up, call you. But once they see, oh, you know what I'm saying, but they don't understand how much work you putting in. Like they know exactly what you're doing if they put in that work. But people get afraid when they see you start to leveling up. And I'm not gonna always say like they don't do it purposefully, but they haven't found their purpose.
Right.
And they feel like you know what you're doing, you know what you want to do, and that scares them.
And also it's comfort that comes along with being alongside somebody or having close relationships with somebody that knows and does sacrifice different time, different things, you know, to attain lifestyle that they want. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I know myself, I look back and I'm like, how did I maintain that relationship for so long? You know what I'm saying? Relationship meaning friendship, family, associate, co-worker, whatever. But I realized that it wasn't me maintaining the relationship. Like they were okay doing them and just being cordial and cool as long as they could see me bust my tail to do everything that I did. You know what I'm saying? So I say that like it's a lot of it's comfort in surrounding yourself with, you know, people like that would describe us as bosses. You know what I'm saying? It's comfort in being around people that have made sacrifices for their name, for their business, for their everything, you know? So people do anything, and I'm not being funny, but people do anything these days. Like I be out sometimes like, oh my God, can I get a picture with you? And I'm literally be like, huh? But at the end of the day, I think about it like, Dad, you know what? It makes sense because people feel comfort in saying, you know, I met her and she was genuinely the way that she was. Right. Like she is on the internet, or like she is on TikTok, or she is on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? People find that like that little bit of like don't want to let you go. You know what I'm saying? And seeing you be or progress into that person too.
And they feel your vibe. Like that's why I try to be as transparent as possible. Like I know some people probably feel like she be telling all her business. No, it's not a secret. Like I don't care. I go through stuff all the time. I go through a lot. I have a lot of good things that happen to me. I have a lot of struggle that also comes with those good things. But my mindset has taught me to enjoy both sides of it.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to.
Because my struggle is what's helping me get these successes.
Mhm.
Like without that struggle, I couldn't do some of the things that I'm doing. Without the struggle, I couldn't have learned how to be in the mindset that I'm in. Like I
Absolutely.
just don't like feeling funky. I don't like feeling like that negative energy over top of me.
Yeah.
Like
Heavy.
especially, like if I have like some tension with somebody I care about, like it's not that I'm worried about it, like worried like, oh my God, they're not talking to me, or oh my God, like I have to get it out. I have to
Me
get
too.
that energy out of me. I have to get it out, whether you want to hear it or not. However I get it out, I just need to get it out so I can move
Me
forward.
too.
But
I
I
can't
can't
stand
properly
an
move
elephant
forward
in the room.
if I'm just harboring these negative feelings and this
Right.
negative energy. Like, and that's me. Like and I try not to force people to talk about things. So I'm learning different ways to get my closure that don't always include that person.
Because
You know?
to me, closure is not external. I feel like society and social media and everything makes it like, okay, this is what closure is. I feel like nobody can give me the closure I need. I might have a question for you that you might can answer or something like that. But even after you give me that answer, it's my job to do my work.
Right.
Right.
Back to that self-accountability.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I still have to deal with your answer. I still have to process that and figure out how I can maneuver in my life better. So
Right.
either way, closure is a personal battle. You know? Yeah.
It's a personal choice for sure, because I know, you know, me personally, I battle with letting people go or the lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why, or you know what that hesitancy is, but I know that, you know, like some people can say like Brittany is, you know, for her closure is that, you know, internally. And some people, like you were saying, Ashley, it's kind of like I'm 50-50, you know what I'm saying? When you say like it's over you, or you feel like, you know, it's just something inside you. It's not, you know, worrying you to death, but it's something that you're thinking about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody that means something to me. This person is somebody that I express things to. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we all kind of probably have those worrying feelings, but I just think like, you know, as we all progress from caterpillar to butterfly, like, and I literally love to use that comparison because it's
I
so
love
true,
that
especially
too.
with women, you know, because we're all so unique, you know, but we're literally all so similar, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're coming from that caterpillar to the butterfly moment, you have to understand and come to peace in terms with, you know, closure is what is going to be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? For some things, it might be like Ashley said, you know, it's worrying me, I just got to talk it out. Or in another case, it might be like Brittany, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a personal battle. You know what I'm saying? This is me. But I think either way, that's all a part of evolution. You know what
And
I'm saying?
figuring out what works for you.
Right.
For
And
me,
those things, those small choices essentially
Are major.
roll over into, you know, life choices, business partnerships, you know, business friendships, all those different things. You know, people like to compare credit tiers and all these different tiers, and everything. But like life has tiers too. You know what I'm saying? Relationships have tiers and friendships have tiers.
Oh,
And
yes.
I mean, it's up to you. Like if you become a good person, an excellent person, a great person, you know what I'm saying? It's,
For sure.
but what works for you, works for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a method to get to where they want to be, you know? So, I mean, me personally, I'm working on both sides of the fence, child. They're working me to death. Like, should I let go? Should I stay? Should I stay? Should I go? You know, and it's hard,
like
you
that
know?
too.
I gotta
It's
let
hard when
all right,
especially when you're progressing in business, man. Part of you feel
no.
like, I don't got time for that. I'm getting my
No,
business going.
my
That's
thing
when
be,
those boundaries come into play, though. Those boundaries, that's when you got to set them down.
yes.
You guys to go.
That's what I was about to say. Like the deciding factor for me when I want to say something to somebody is if I say something to them and they don't say what I expect, how am I going to feel? And if I don't feel good with them saying the alternate, I'm not saying nothing to them at all. Or I'll say something to them and it's like block number. Like,
Listen,
I need
if
to
they're
let
being
you know how I feel because I need to let you know. but maybe I'm not in a position to hear you tell me that you really just don't give a fuck. Because what if that's the truth?
But no,
Right.
They
And I can't
truly
take
don't
that.
care. You know
I
what
want
I'm
to hear
saying?
that.
Right.
I want to hear that though. Like, please
Yeah,
tell
I
me.
want to hear.
Look, please tell me. It's hard to hear,
Yeah.
but where I'm at, I need to hear that, especially like relationship wise. We about to jump into that. So, Kayla, you are in a relationship as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been
we
in a
got
relationship?
4 years this past August.
Okay. And how long you been in your relationship, Noonie?
6 years.
Okay. Okay. So long term. Okay.
Long term.
So how did y'all know when y'all found like that was your person? Because both of y'all relationships, like I really love watching y'all relationships. I love y'all love like what is given. You know what I'm saying? And I know we
It's
all
cute.
yeah.
I love Nooney's relationship too,
I
though.
like y'all relationship.
And I think it's literally
Right.
because
So how did
it's
you
the
know that was
hustle
your
for
person?
me.
Yes.
It's
I
the
feel like
hustle
y'all
for
found
me.
y'all person. I feel like y'all found y'all person.
Yes, I found my person. So, okay, so this how it went down. So I had heard Rick name. I was in the military in Fort Bragg, but I used to come out here because I had my daughter. And so I heard Rick name one time. Somebody was like, "I got this hot artist and from VA, da da da." So I'm like, "All right, whatever. You know, I'm in the military. I don't care what y'all talk about. Like that's at home."
Mhm.
But CD in my car. I had a CD in my car, so I was like, "Okay, cool." Stayed in my Honda. I moved back, and somebody else said something about him. I think it was this dude I was talking to. He didn't like him. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't know who he is, didn't put two and two together. So then I'm in the car with Big Will. And he's mad because Rick's not answering the phone. He's like, man, this nigga Rick, man, he's mad. So I'm like, all right, I heard his name again, but I'm not making sense of it. So one day I was, smoking, having a smoking session. And I had an epiphany. And I was I was in a big house, and there was this dark-skinned man. He had locks, and it was something pertaining to music. And so right then and there, I knew like the person that I was with, I was not supposed to be with that person. Like I looked and I was like, yeah, that's it. Like it's time to go.
You ain't it.
Fast forward, I had needed a flyer. And so I had posted about a flyer, and Rick contacted me, and I was like, you don't make flyers? And he was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, no, you don't. And so his studio happened to be across the street, so I went and got the flyer done. I'm like, dang. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. And so I needed something else. And he asked me about music, and then it was a lot from there. But then that's when I started realizing, like, wait a minute, I've been hearing about you for some years. Like, so I kind of put two and two together, and I'm like, so I'm like, all right, it was meant to be. So I kind of played around for a little bit, but I was like, it's meant to be.
Okay.
And and y'all married and everything now, and just hearing that, like you just kept hearing his name, and
Yeah, weird.
okay, that sounds like a little
Yeah, that was kind of like
manifestation.
confirmation once you.
Yeah, that was confirmation. That was God sending the red flags, and I'm just
Right.
like,
Good for you. Good for you listening, Bookie. Good for you.
Right.
So how did you meet your significant other, Kayla?
Oh, that's beautiful.
We grew up in like close quarters. Honestly, like anybody really that's from Newport News, Main Street skating rink was like place to be on Saturdays. So I would always see him there. People that he knew, youth sports, different stuff, and just growing up, and then I had like started massage therapy, and I had like really like started requesting like tons and tons of people on my Facebook, and he was like one of the people. And the more I looked at his pictures, I'm like, I really know him. Like I really feel like I've seen him before. Like I really feel like I've seen him. Like, and I just I didn't necessarily shoot my shot, but I was just kind of like do I know you kind of thing, and kind of just played from there. It was like but it wasn't expected romance kind of thing. It was more like we never had time for each other, and that's kind of like what made me feel like he respected me as a mom, as a at the time I had just finished school, so I was trying to really get in my boss mode. So for me, I always tell people meeting him really wasn't really the thing, but like finding him and then finding us would be like the main thing. And just like the hustle and the drive, like finding somebody that can respect
yes,
the fact that I rather work on a Friday and Saturday, because at the time, you know, I was serving tables. I rather work on a Friday and Saturday night until 12, besides being out, you know, in the club or, you know, whatever, because I realized you know, people want to go out, you know, people paying money, you know, and once I got somebody that could understand that, and, you know, they was on the same frequency, it was kind of like, how can we make this work together? Essentially evolved into relationship and business. So
I love that. I love that.
It's been working for me.
It's still working,
I love that for
girl.
y'all. Okay, so Brittany, we the single girls here, girl. We go find our person, girl. So,
I don't know if I got anything positive to say.
What's your ideal relationship?
Sipping that drink, don't do it.
Yes.
What's your ideal relationship? What kind of man are you looking for?
Let's see.
And
Definitely.
don't sell yourself short, please.
Huh?
Don't go selling yourself short, please.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot high. Okay, so I think I want him to be hardworking. I'm still figuring this out, so I'm figuring it out loud. Hardworking / ambitious. God-fearing. Affectionate. Family-oriented. Funny. I mean, I don't know.
You definitely need somebody with a sense of humor.
Laugh.
You definitely need somebody with a sense of humor.
I can agree with that because I'm goofy. I'm gonna give me a laughing. I'm goofy as hell. Like I'm goofy as hell, especially.
And I need you to be intellectual. Like I need to be able to talk to you about whatever's on YouTube, and still talk to you about whatever goal or whatever I'm working on. I need you to be responsible. I need you to be stable. I need you to be secure.
Okay.
Stability is huge, actually. I want to feel safe. I want to feel like if I have to have surgery or if I get into a car accident or something like that, like I'll be okay. Like you'll take care of me. I don't need to worry about the bills or whatever. Like I need to feel like you got me regardless of what happens.
Okay. I can feel that. So my thing is, a lot of people think I'm weird for saying this. Like, I want my significant other to be a father already. Like, I want to see how
I would too.
How he is with his children. That's gonna be the main thing for me because I'm raising 2 daughters, and I just want to see how he is with his children. So that's my main thing. I want a guy who's a good father, and I also want him to have a healthy relationship with his kids' mom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's very important too. I mean, it don't always come like that. It don't always come like that, but I don't the drama. Like I just wanted to let her already be married and happy and minding her business. I mean, it don't always come like that. We can grow to that, but that's something that
willing to put the work in for that.
What you say?
You gonna put the work in for that?
Girl, I'm sure it's work though. It's work, but hopefully that work already done when he meet me. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing though, like when I'm shaking my head like that, like I hope I don't even appear to be like I'm being just like, you know, not listening. The thing for me is like I tell my sisters, like, and anybody that know me, my sisters like Brittany and her sister, like, like, and I'm like, this is the thing. Be confident in what y'all saying about these things. You know what I'm saying? The same way that y'all manifest the car you want to drive, the job you want to obtain, the career you want to have. Be confident. It's nothing wrong with wanting a man that is already been through the mess and the mud.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing wrong with wanting a clean man. That's the thing. Like,
right.
And again, that's why women, we have to do better. Because the minute we see a woman with a man that got it together, we picking her apart. Because he together. Why are you picking her apart? Because he together.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know why he want her? Because we know her and her baby daddy ain't like that.
Right.
That's not your business. That's not your business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing. I will stand on this, and I will always stand on this. Be confident in what you asking for, and when they come to ask you a second time, say it just like you said it the first time. The second time.
That's a good one, girl.
Because it's nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? Just like Ashley said, she has 2 daughters.
Yeah.
So those are not 1 but 2 little Ashleys that are watching not only the boss Ashley, the business Ashley, the entrepreneur Ashley, but they're watching the stressed Ashley, the emotional Ashley, the sad Ashley, the sides of
Right.
this woman that we don't see. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yes, girl.
when you come into the element of bringing people around your children, that's the, like, to me, that's all right.
That's the one right there.
You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? Like, when you say it with your chest, especially when you speaking it into your children's
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere and life and well-being, because
I felt that.
because just as much as you want that, you know your babies deserve that.
And
you know what I'm saying? So
I want them to see me being loved properly, because that was something that I was fortunate to see, like in my childhood. And I feel like the reason why I've been, like, I literally been single for a minute, like, and it's not because I have to be, it's just that it's so hard for me to be vulnerable and open up, because I done seen so much as a child that I feel like I shouldn't have seen. And I didn't witness some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of domestic violence and stuff like that. And it's just like, with me and my kids, with their dad, I started, and I wasn't with him long. And that's because I made that sacrifice, because I was like, no, my baby can't grow up seeing this. So, and I've seen myself heading down in that same spiral of what I've seen. So I had to break that generational curse. So, baby, I'm gonna be single until I can present my children with a healthy relationship. This is what love's supposed to look like, or at least this is what love that people are, working and putting energy into looks like. Because it ain't always gonna be perfect,
right?
But real quick, when you also, I promise this, I'm not gonna keep going here, but
give it to me.
The thing, like, when you say you want your children to see you being loved properly, our children are already loving us properly.
No,
that's the thing. But I get what you're saying. But they know that yearn. They know those moments. They know those times, because we always say, "Oh, my baby just happened to come and say no." They showing you. They are a mirror to your soul. They are showing you what love will be, should be, can be for you. They are you. So I ideally, we want people, you spoke about transparency. We want a person that's, mirroring us in some ways. So, your babies, you already showing them what you deserve.
And they innately what you
gonna, accept. So, I get what you're saying, but again, the tongue is just so powerful. Like,
it is.
We got to give us that credit too. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn to give us the credit before we look to give other people credit for things that we are naturally born to do.
And that is true. Like, they see me loving myself properly, and that's why I am able to do the work that I'm doing to myself, because they need to be strong women just like their mom. And like, my kids tell me all the time, Mommy, my daughters think I'm the hottest shit out. Like,
how old are they?
Okay,
for them 7 and 3. Like, you can't tell them no other thing. You can't tell them no other thing. But I like what you said though, because that was right. Like, I was being positive and saying it in the right way, but you really made me think about that differently, because they already do love me like I deserve to be loved. Because, like, just like the other day, I was in here like having a moment. I'm on the phone, like I'm crying, but I was really just being like expressive, not like all like But my daughters was not feeling that. They was following me around that house. Mommy, no, like my baby had a pillowcase trying to wipe my face. Like, Mommy,
listen,
cry, Mommy, I don't like to see you cry, Mommy. And I was like, baby, I'm just expressing myself. I'm being expressive. Like, it's okay. But they was not feeling that at all. And that's why, like, I don't try and hide my emotions from them all the time. I do explain to them why I'm feeling like I'm feeling. Because I feel like they do deserve that, because they the ones that got to sit in this house and deal with me when I'm having my different moods or whatever. So I do try to explain those things and like, look, this, like, not giving them too much. They're not adults, but I really do explain a lot to my kids. And when the stuff that my 7-year-old say sometimes, y'all, I just be like, yo, she gonna be
these kids are different. These kids is
for sure.
And they're children now, but essentially and always they're humans, for one.
Right.
And essentially they're gonna be adult humans, know. And that's one thing that I will always give honor to my dad about, because like I remember as a child, I've always been so passionate. I've always been a passionate person, like overachieving person. I've always been that person. And I remember, like, I used to go to my dad, like, why can't this be like that? You know, why does, just things with him, my mom, and the way he broke it down to me, was just, your mom is your mom because she was born. You were born to her. You were born to me. I'm your dad. She's your mom because you were born that to us. Your sisters are going to be your sisters because they were born to you. And we have this thing with, as humans, we give people these titles, but they have the title not necessarily meaning that they fit the role. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my dad always kind of gave me, like, I never understood, until, like, I was probably, like, 22, 23, probably my early 20s. I didn't understand, why he used to always say, a human is a human. A person is a person is a person, baby. Like, hey, you getting way too worked up. Like, you're giving, you're expecting, mom of the year because that's your mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, the behaviors have, or given, mom, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. But it's something that I had to learn and I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? That we have to kind of, look at the thing, like the kids are kids, but essentially they are going to be adults and they're always human.
At
So
some point.
Right.
definitely.
I will say that was a major part of my self-worth journey. It was like I had a lot of childhood wounds or whatever. So thinking about it, like thinking of my mother, woman to woman, and thinking of my father, woman to man, and thinking about what they were dealing with at the ages they were in the environment that they were in with the kids that they had, like it gave me a lot more understanding and empathy, even if I might not have necessarily agreed with what they were doing.
Right.
I could get it. Like, and it was a way to be softened and to be gentled and to not be the wounded child, but more so okay, like if I was talking to my mama and she was my friend, how would I approach her? How would I approach this entire situation? And that would have been different than what I am, even as a grown adult. I'm 34, child to mother. Like switching that perspective was like major, and it was healing, whether she knew it or not, because I never talked to her about the feelings I had or whatever. But it was definitely like a huge healing moment and a way of self-worth, of knowing that whatever I did or didn't get from my childhood wasn't because of things that she completely had control of.
Okay, so look real fast. Do y'all got time? Because usually we only can do an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and we can do a part 2. Y'all want to do a part 2 right after this?
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay. So y'all, it's been real. This episode 6, part 1. We coming back in a couple minutes with part 2. Y'all pull back up on us. We're gonna go ahead and end this live, and we about to get right back into it.
Yes, let's get into
All
it.
right.
So what we do?